Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today is going to be a rare double video day because Skynd have just released the video for Katherine Knight. Now, as you may know from this channel, when I first heard Skynd I absolutely fell in love with the band. I thought they were absolutely fantastic, and to date I have covered every video that they've released so far. Now, I have already heard this song because I bought the Skynd Volume 2 EP the moment it came on release. So I have heard the song before. I've not seen the video yet, though, and Skynd's videos are always brilliant. So yeah, the track is Katherine Knight. A little bit of information on Katherine Knight, should you not know who she is. Katherine Mary Knight, who was born October 24th, 1955, was the first ever Australian woman to be sentenced to life in prison without the chance of parole. She was convicted for the murder of her partner, John Charles Thomas Price, in October of 2001. And she is currently in prison at the Silverwater Women's Correctional Facility in New South Wales. Basically, she stabbed her partner to death, skinned him, put his skin on a meat hook, and cooked his head and other parts of his body with the intention of feeding them to his children. I mean, that is just up. I mean, that is a right mess. You know, what the hell? Yeah, as we know, Skynd like to do true crime stories, and so far everyone has been exceptionally good. Interestingly, out of the 6 tracks they've released, only one of them isn't actually about a serial killer. One of them was about a woman who just mysteriously died, and was, you know, her body was found and in like a water tank. So 5 out of the 6 tracks are about serial killers. The other one is more about an unsolved death. So, you know, I do like their music. True crime stories really fascinate me. I really enjoy reading up on them. So, you know, when they turn these into songs, I think they do them brilliantly. They get the very essence of the story and the topics that the court cases brought up, and more often than not the songs include quotes that come directly from these serial killers or the such. So yeah, like I said, I have heard it before, so I know what to expect, but I thought we'd have a look at it and have a little chat about it. So we'll get straight to it. Well, I say straight to it, I've been chatting for nearly 3 minutes, so yes, here we go. Katherine Knight by Skynd. Let's have a look. Right, I'm going to pause it there for a second. One thing I do like about it is the way they do the videos. They build such atmosphere with the videos. It's almost filmed like, well, it's almost done like a decent horror film, which is so rare these days. And I love the way she uses like her voice. Obviously, there's a lot of digitization going on with the voice to get the different sort of tones, but it gives it a really sort of creepy, eerie feeling. And it just works so well. And so far this is their most subdued of all of their tracks up to this point in the track. It's sort of soft. It's almost sounds like a love song when you listen to it, but when you actually pay attention to the lyrics, you realise just how messed up this is. Because it goes, "I want to cut you in the dark, taste your bleeding heart. I hate you. I want to hang you from my door, bleed you to the core. I love you. I can never get enough of you. Deep inside you feel the same way. Too." And then it goes into that sort of chorus where it goes, "I will always love you," and that's repeated twice in that really weird, sort of creepy, deep voice. It really adds a sort of sinister edge to what is normally a really lovely sentiment. And it carries on. "I want to taste you on my lips, tear you into bits. I hate you. I want to get under your skin, tear you limb by limb. I love you." And then it goes back into that, "I can never get enough of you. Deep inside you feel the same way too." And then back into that, "I will always love you," done in that really sort of creepy manner. And when you actually look at the lyrics there, it's like, "I want to taste you on my lips, tear you into bits." So that's like, I want to taste your flesh, I want to eat you, and I want to get under your skin and tear you limb by limb, so essentially talking about skinning him and then chopping him to pieces. It's pretty gruesome, pretty graphic, but they word it so well, and the way they create these songs is fabulous. Let's carry on. And there we go. That was Katherine Knight by Skynd. Another fantastic track. Again, one of their more sort of subdued tracks, although in that second half, obviously, it picked up quite a bit, but still not quite as intense as some of their other tracks. And, you know, when the song came in, it came in with Hang You Up, Upside Down, Skin You Dry, Chew You Down. And then it repeated that again, Hang You Up, Upside Down, Skin You Dry, Chew You Down. Then it went into a sort of variation of that where it said Hang You Up, and then there was that In the Name of Love echoed after it. Upside Down, In the Name of Love, Skin You Dry, In the Name of Love, and then the line Chew You Down, In the Name of Love, which wasn't necessarily echoed, but it was done in the different voice. And then it repeats that again. And then it goes Love, and that's the word love sort of slows down as it repeats, you know, sort of goes love, 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 you know, and then it goes into the chorus again, I will always love you, but this time she's actually singing it in a completely different voice, more her own voice. And again, I'll say it again, as I've said in other videos, she has got a fabulous voice. You know, outside of the digitations, when she's singing, she actually has a fabulous voice. And then the repetition of that chorus, I will always love you, again in her regular voice, with the In the Name of Love, In the Name of Love, In the Name of Love, Chew You Down, With the Name of Love, repeated over and over again. So, you know, it's a pretty descriptive song, you know. From what I understand, the whole basis of her murdering him is that she was a bit of a crazy person even before this happened, and she had assaulted John Price several times, and eventually he just got so fed up with it that he kicked her out of the house. Now, this woman, while she was an absolute maniac and was like assaulting him, beating him, attacking him, what have you, she still very much loved him, as it says in the song, I will always love you. So what happened is he kicked her out of the house, and he went about his usual business. You know, he went to work, and he told his work colleagues about what had happened, and you know how he was scared of her. He was scared that she was going to do something to his children, and they actually begged him not to go home that night, you know, for fear that something might happen. But he was like, no, it's going to be fine. She's not there anymore. But when he got home, she was there, and she killed him, you know, because she didn't want to be without him, and if she couldn't have him, nobody else could, sort of thing. So, you know, they've got the description and the very essence of the story so well within the song, you know. The whole chorus, I will always love you, but then covering the atrocities that she did, it shows just how messed up she really was. And it's a great piece of music. And, you know, the song sort of faded out and then came back with that sort of weird, intense bit right at the end where the plate was taken away. Again, another fantastic piece of music by Skynd, another fantastic video. They are so good at their videos. A lot darker than some of the others they've done as well, you know, harder to see what's going on, but still fantastic. I had initially planned on doing this one tomorrow, because I've been so busy today. I've been moving a lot of furniture around, so my back is killing me. I'm absolutely knackered. But, you know, I love this band, I love this song, so, you know, I just had to do it. I had intended on leaving it, but, you know, I just couldn't because, you know, such a great piece of music. So, yeah, fantastic. I really hope at some point they'll bring out an actual album, because so far they've just released two 3-track EPs. I hope at some point they'll release an album, or maybe they'll just keep releasing EPs, and then as soon as they've got enough EPs, they'll combine them onto one album. I don't know, but their music is just so great. You know, when I first reacted to them, I said, you know, it's not normally the type of music I would listen to, but they are just so good. It's just such an enjoyable band. You know, their music is so good. The way they structure the songs, you know, the wording, the phrasing, the way they capture the entire essence of a story within the matter of like 3 to 5 minutes of a song. You know, it's really, really good the way they do it. It's fantastic. Huge fan of this band. Absolutely love them. But really, I can't say much else about it. you know, she always has a unique look in every video as well. I mean, her makeup in this one wasn't nearly as extreme as it normally is, although she had the another different headpiece which had those two strips that came down looking like disapproving or angry eyebrows, which was a little bit odd. But you know, her makeup wasn't as extreme in this one. But yeah, great track, great video, love it. Can't wait till they bring out more content, because obviously I will be all over that. But anyway, like I said, I can't think of much else to say about it, so I will leave that as it is for the time being. Now, if anybody has a suggestion for a track they want me to react to, then please do so. By all means, drop a comment in the comment section below, or message me on my Facebook or my Instagram, or you could even message me through my Patreon, where you could also help to support this channel, help me create future content. I have just recently added a new tier on my Patreon, where for $10 you can get a suggestion of yours rushed to the front of the list, so it will get done sooner. You are limited to that only once a month, in, you know, for fairness to other people who make requests, and you know, for the list that I already have in existence. And if more than one person uses that option, they will be done in the order that I receive them. So there is that, if you fancy. Outside of that, if you do make a suggestion, it might take me a while to get around to it, since my list grows so much every single day. I get suggested so many tracks every single day that you know, my list grows faster than I can record the videos. But I do write down every suggestion I get, so it will get done eventually. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes, mainly those aimed towards people of the alternative culture, people who listen to alternative music or wear alternative fashion. It's something that I believe in very strongly, something I'm very, very passionate about, because it's something I've had to deal with myself. It's something many of my friends have had to deal with as well, and it's something that I've never understood. You know, people getting violently and viciously attacked just because of their taste in music. You know, just because we listen to alternative music, we're targeted for like brutal attacks, you know, getting beaten, kicked, you know, sometimes even just verbally assaulted. But, you know, it doesn't make any sense to me. But it happens every single day, and not enough is being done about it. Not enough is being said about it. You know, the only time you really hear about this sort of thing happening is when a tragedy happens. And, you know, that's not good enough. You know, 12, 13 years ago, Sophie Lancaster and her boyfriend Rob Maltby were violently attacked by a group of 5 or 6 people, and, you know, severely beaten. You know, both of them ended up in comas. Rob Maltby thankfully survived. He came out of a coma somewhere around about a week. I can't remember the exact amount of time he was in a coma. But Sophie Lancaster was in a coma for 13 days before she eventually succumbed to her injuries. You know, this girl was murdered purely because of her taste in music. And, you know, this was all over the news at the time. You know, it was a hideous tragedy to happen. You know, it should never have happened in the first place. This sort of thing should not happen. But, like I said, this was like 12, 13 years ago. And I can guarantee you, in that time, in that 12 to 13 years, several hundred, maybe even 1,000 other people of the alternative community have been violently attacked in similar ways. You know, people may have been hospitalised, they might have had bones broken, but nothing is ever said about it. And it's just not good enough. You know, people are getting away with these violent, vicious attacks because nobody's doing anything. You know, and something needs to be done, because we cannot allow what happened to Sophie Lancaster happen again. You know, it's only a matter of time before it does. And, you know, that's unacceptable. And this is what Sophie Lancaster Foundation is all about. They want to prevent this from ever happening again. They don't want to see another family go through what they went through when they had to watch their daughter slowly die over the course of 2 weeks. And they want to raise more awareness of the fact that this is happening. They want more people to speak about it. You know, the more people talk about it, the more people are going to be aware that this is happening. And, you know, people need to realise the consequences of their actions when they do things like this. You know, they can't just get away with this sort of thing. Something needs to be done. You know, so I think it's something that is very, very worthwhile, something that definitely needs more airtime. Because you know, we hear about other hate crimes daily basis. You know, homophobia, transphobia, racism, sexism, ableism. You know, we hear about these sort of things every day, even like the small sort of minor incidences of it. But when someone is brutally beaten or hospitalised or has like limbs broken because of their taste in music, nothing is said, nothing is done. You know, and that needs to change. So if you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to their website in the description below. You can go over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, find out what their main goal is, you know. And if you can help them in any way, obviously don't feel obligated to, but if you can help them in any small way, like a small donation on their website, or even something like one of these Sophie wristbands off their web store, if you can help them in any way, it's hugely appreciated. The smallest amount can make the biggest difference. And the sooner we bring more attention to this, the sooner more people will start talking about it, and the sooner we can help to stamp out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.